Uh-oh! In the vast emptiness of the No Man's Sky universe, the Sentinels stand as relentless guardians of a forgotten order. Their presence is a reminder of an ancient, perhaps malevolent intelligence. They do not tire, they do not feel, and they show no mercy. They enforce a brutal balance, punishing any who dare to disrupt the ecosystems. To encounter a Sentinel is to face a chilling reminder that in this universe, freedom is but an illusion, and the price of defiance is steep. It's a good thing they're so freaking dumb, right? GoodGuysFree here, with every possible way to get around the problem of Sentinels. How to make them stand down, evade them, and how to disable them altogether. Let's start with the easy cases. This is about normal planets. Dissonant planets behave differently, and I'll get to them towards the end. Also note that I'm talking about normal mode. In creative mode, there's no combat at all. So let's get started. Number 1. Stand down. Sentinel sees you doing something, the marker becomes bluish and you see this. Sentinel's investigating. Stop what you're doing and wait. Or do whatever you like as long as it's not something the Sentinel cares about. On most planets, this is enough to make the Sentinel leave you. Most planets, because on planets with aggressive Sentinels, you don't even have to do anything to make them investigate as soon as they see you, and no matter what you do, they will become hostile. I'll tell you what to do in these cases in a few moments. This highlights the different levels that Sentinels assert themselves. Normally, they're just cruising around. The next level is the investigation you just saw, followed by Wanted, which has 5 levels in total. And finally, Sentinel Forces Disabled. How? Stick with me and I'll show you. By the way, the Wanted level is different and separate when flying in space than on the surface of planets. How different? I'll get to that, I promise. Once you are wanted, Sentinels keep coming unless either they can't see you for a long time or you disable them. Yeah, getting to it. It's not easy, but really not as difficult as you might think. So you are wanted. Sentinels start firing at you and actively search for you. If they lose sight of you for a short time, you'll see this. Sentinels searching. If you can evade them long enough, they'll stand down. Notice that the higher your wanted level, the longer you have to stay undetected for them to stand down. As you wait, your wanted level goes down. Once they stand down, they forgot all about it. They are so dumb, you can immediately go up to them and they will do nothing, except on planets with aggressive Sentinels, of course. So how do you evade detection by Sentinels until they stand down? Number 2. Hide in a building. If there's a building nearby, go in. Many buildings have these curtains. Go and stand behind the curtain. That's dumb, I hear you say. What did I tell you? Sentinels are dumb. They won't see you behind the curtain even if they enter the building, which they probably will. Number 3. Hide in a cave. You can try to run into a nearby cave, but notice that Sentinels might follow you, so you might need to find a place deep enough they won't see you. It's not perfect, but then hiding in buildings isn't either. But what if there is no cave or building? Number 4. Dig a hole and hide. Sentinels don't attack you for digging dirt, only for mining resources. So if you make a hole around a resource deposit, no biggie. But if your terrain manipulator touches the deposit, a Sentinel will investigate. How to dig a hole? In a mild slope downwards, and I like to make a 90-degree turn at the end. Why? Because Sentinels do peek into the short tunnel you dug and could see you. You do need to go a little bit into the ground for this, so if you dig too shallow, it won't work. But don't go crazy digging from the planet's mantle, eh? Number 5. Just run away. In a densely wooded area, you can sometimes hide behind enough trees, but that's really a long shot and doesn't always work. Number 6. Fly away. Whoa, wait. This will trigger Sentinel interceptor ships after you and make you wanted in space. So you need to be ready to summon the space anomaly and dock pretty quickly. Like I explained in my video, 7 must-know things for new players. Link in the description and on your screen. Number 7. Teleport away. I know, also a long shot, but if you happen to be near an active teleporter, you can teleport to the space station or another base of yours. Teleporting makes the Sentinels stand down and your wanted level goes back to 0. This means you can immediately teleport back. To be honest, the teleportation usually takes longer than the time it takes for the Sentinels to stand down, so it's kind of the same. Number 8. Aggressive Sentinel planets. This one isn't easy. I usually avoid them, but if a Nexus mission sends me to such a planet, then you basically need to hide or to disable them, which I explain in just a moment, or keep dodging their shots. If you need to mine some resource, you can dig into the ground close to the deposit and tunnel your way and mine it from below, keeping yourself hidden most of the time. Before we talk about dissonant planets, let's talk about your wanted level. This has the 5 levels we mentioned when you're on a planet, and this is per planet. planet, just like disabling Sentinels is. In space, your wanted level is again made up of 5 levels, except you can't dig a hole to hide. What you can do is use an emergency warp system to whisk you away to another star system if you have it installed. You can still hide though in the space station if it's close enough and your shield hold, or you can also dock with your freighter if you have it nearby, or you can summon the space anomaly and enter. I'm pretty sure if there's an Atlas station and you enter it, you will also shake the pursuit. So how do you disable Sentinels? 2 ways. Either you hack a Sentinel pillar or you defeat 5 waves of Sentinels. First, you should know that before the Sentinel update of February 2022, there was really no way to disable Sentinels. This update also introduced Sentinel pillars and updated the Sentinel combat significantly. Alright then. Number 9. Hack a Sentinel pillar. If you find a Sentinel pillar, what? How? In a minute. If you find a Sentinel pillar, you can interact with the terminal, but at first it will tell you that it is locked. You will need to destroy the 3 generators around the pillar before you interact with it. Once that's done, 2 things will happen. 1. The Sentinels around you will start attacking. 2. You can interact with the terminal and request to shut down Sentinel forces. If you already have the Minotaur Exomech, install the AI Autopilot module and summon it near you just before you destroy the generators. It will help keep some of the Sentinels busy. If you come in with full health, you can probably hack the terminal fast enough before they kill you. As a bonus, in some pillars you can find a nice Royal multi-tool that you can take. Another bonus is some lore you get from trying to read the logs. Number 10. Defeat 5 waves of Sentinel forces. Yeah, maybe not if you're in early stages of the game, but certainly a bit later. After you defeat the 5 waves and the Sentinel Walker, Sentinels will be disabled on the planet until you leave and come back, and the location of the Sentinel pillar will be revealed. But this doesn't work on dissonant planets. We're getting there. Stay with me for this. There is another way to find Sentinel pillars. Sentinel boundary maps. You can get them randomly when you analyze salvaged glass, which you get by destroying Sentinels. So a sweet trick is to prepare a nice hiding hole, go out and shoot a Sentinel, and hide until they stand down. Go out, harvest the salvaged glass, analyze it to see what you get, and repeat until you get a map to the Sentinel pillar. Another sweet thing you can do after you disable Sentinels is to use cartographer maps for secure locations. Secure locations have Sentinels guarding them, and you know what happened to all those Sentinels across the planet, right? They were destroyed, leaving behind those glowing green, blue, and purple barrels that you can get awesome tech from. Yeah, you can now farm the whole planet. Okay, dissonant planets. Defeating 5 waves of corrupted Sentinels will not disable them, but it will reveal the location of a Sentinel interceptor ship on the surface. But that's a whole other story. For dissonant planets, just hide long enough. Nothing simpler than that. And if you want to find a Sentinel pillar, then you should use a Sentinel boundary map. That's it for this video. I hope you found this useful. If so, please hit like and consider subscribing. GoodGuysFree here, and I'll see you again soon.